National Institute of Mental Health. Dr. John Calhoun builds paradise. A 4.5-foot cube, 256 apartments, unlimited food, perfect climate, no predators, no disease, no struggle. Mouse heaven. He places 8 mice inside. 4 male, 4 female. And watches. At first, prosperity. The population explodes. Every 55 days, the numbers double. The mice feast. They thrive. This is Utopia. Then around day 315, something shifts. Violence erupts despite abundant food. Mothers abandon their young. Males attack females. Chaos. By day 560, population peaks at 2,200. Then collapse. By day 920, the last mouse dies. Total extinction. Not from starvation, not from disease, from comfort. Calhoun called it Universe 25. He ran the experiment 25 times. Same result. Every time, paradise became graveyard. He wrote, "I shall largely speak of mice, but my thoughts are on man." This is the comfort crisis, and you're living it. If you feel the walls of comfortable captivity closing in, hit like. Subscribe to learn how to escape the behavioral sink. Comment, "I choose struggle." If you understand what's coming. Most won't. They prefer the food. This isn't about mice. This is about you. About societal collapse. About what happens when struggle dies. Around day 315, the madness began. Not gradually, explosively. Calhoun called it the behavioral sink. The breakdown of everything that made mice mice. Violence erupted. Not over resources, there was plenty. Not over territory, there was space. Over nothing. Random aggression. Males attacking females. Females cannibalizing their young. Hypersexuality without connection. Mating attempts that weren't mating, just violence. Social roles collapsed. Mothers stopped mothering. Fathers stopped protecting. The young stopped maturing. This wasn't scarcity. This was abundance. Every need met. Every comfort provided. And it created monsters. Because here's what Calhoun discovered. Struggle isn't just challenge. Struggle is structure. It creates roles. Hunter, protector, mother, leader. Remove the struggle. Remove the roles. And what's left? Chaos. Mice that had everything became mice that were nothing. No purpose. No function. No identity. Just bodies consuming resources. Living without living. Look at modern cities. Random violence despite abundance. Hypersexuality without connection. Parents abandoning children to screens. The same patterns. The same sink. We thought prosperity would save us. It's destroying us. Because prosperity without struggle doesn't create happiness. It creates the behavioral sink. A society where every need is met and every soul is empty. Calhoun observed something else. The violence was learned. It spread like contagion. One mouse would exhibit aberrant behavior. Others would copy it. Social dysfunction became viral. Because when there's no structure to follow, when there's no struggle to define you, you copy whatever's visible. And in Universe 25, what was visible was chaos. So chaos became the norm. Sound familiar? Social media, infinite feed of dysfunction. Aberrant behavior going viral. Everyone copying the chaos. Because there's no structure, no struggle defining roles, just consumption, and the collapse spreads. One person, then another, then everyone. The behavioral sink isn't about space. It's about meaning, and meaning dies in comfort. The final generation. Calhoun called them the beautiful ones. Not ironic, literal. They were physically perfect. Shiny fur, no scars, no wounds, flawless, because they never fought. They never competed. They never struggled. They just existed. Ate, slept, groomed, obsessively groomed. Hours spent on appearance. Zero time spent on purpose. They didn't mate, didn't fight, didn't help, didn't participate. They withdrew into isolated nesting boxes, away from society, away from life, wrapped in what Calhoun called narcissistic introspection. Perfectly safe, perfectly fed, perfectly useless. These weren't the damaged mice. These were the ones who adapted best to comfort, who optimized for safety, who eliminated all risk. And in eliminating risk, they eliminated themselves. Not physically, spiritually. Calhoun observed, the beautiful ones were physically capable of reproduction, but had lost the social skills required. They didn't know how to mate. The ritual was too complex, too risky, too uncomfortable. So they didn't. They just groomed and waited for nothing. Look around. Young men in apartments, safe fed, connected to nothing. Screens instead of struggle. Porn instead of pursuit. Games instead of purpose. Physically capable. Socially dead. The beautiful ones. 2026 edition. They don't call it withdrawal. They call it self-care. Optimization. Balance. But it's the same pattern. Retreat from difficulty. Into comfort. Into isolation. Into extinction. Because here's what the beautiful ones proved. Safety doesn't create strength. It creates absence. The mice that looked most perfect were the most broken. Not their bodies, their will. The will to struggle, to risk, to engage. All of it atrophied in the absence of necessity. Calhoun wrote, these mice experienced spiritual death long before physical death arrived. They stopped being participants, started being spectators of their own extinction. Japan has a term, Hikikomori, young men who withdraw completely from society, from work, from life, into rooms, safe fed, dying. The West doesn't have the term, but it has the phenomenon. Millions of beautiful ones, grooming, scrolling, fadding, physically perfect, spiritually extinct. Calhoun made a distinction, critical distinction, between two deaths. First death, spiritual. Second death, physical. The first preceded the second by generations. In Universe 25, spiritual death arrived around day 560. Physical extinction took 360 more days. But the outcome was certain. The moment the spirit died, the body was just delayed. Spiritual death looked like this: loss of social roles, loss of purpose, loss of meaning. The mice were alive, but they weren't living. They consumed. They existed. They waited. For nothing. Calhoun observed. You could place spiritually dead mice in new universes. With space. With opportunity. With possibility. They never recovered. Never relearned social behaviors. Never rebuilt society. Because the death wasn't physical. It was deeper, structural, permanent. This is the warning. The comfort crisis isn't about bodies. It's about souls. Modern society is spiritually dying. Right now, not someday. Now, we have everything. Food, safety, entertainment, comfort, and we're dying inside it. Not from poverty, from abundance, not from struggle, from its absence. The beautiful ones proved. You can't reverse spiritual death. Can't therapy your way out. Can't meditate it away. Because it's not dysfunction. It's adaptation. Adaptation to a world that doesn't require you. Where struggle is optional. Where purpose is unclear. Where meaning is absent. And once you adapt to that, once you optimize for comfort, once you eliminate risk, you can't go back. The capacity dies. The beautiful ones had perfect conditions for recovery. Space, resources, opportunity. But they never took it. Because taking it required something they'd lost. The will to struggle. And without that will, without the capacity to choose difficulty, all that's left is waiting for the second death, the physical one, the one that just makes official what already happened. Universe 25 ended with extinction, not from scarcity, from abundance. The mice had everything and became nothing. Calhoun's warning. I shall largely speak of mice, but my thoughts are on man. We are Universe 25. Unlimited food. Perfect climate. No predators. And we're dying. Spiritually first. Physically later. The beautiful ones are already here. Safe, fed, groomed. Useless. Comfort is not prosperity. Comfort is extinction. Slow, comfortable, certain. The door is open. The struggle is waiting. Will you choose it? Or will you groom yourself? While the species dies, the clock is running. Choose struggle, or become another beautiful one. Perfect, safe, extinct.